Serious, what are some things that the average person doesn't know about pregnancy, childbirth, or lactation? For some unfortunate women like myself, morning sickness doesn't just happen in the morning for the first trimester. For me, I was vomiting at least 3-6 times a day on a good day. It was so bad I had to take drugs that chemotherapy patients take for nausea. I was worried it would be bad for my babies, but it was that or they'd literally starve. I actually lost weight in my first trimesters. Despite barely being able to keep anything down, I still had rather large babies. The human body is incredible. Prolactin stimulates milk production and also slows down your metabolism. The whole breastfeeding will make you lose weight thing is BS. Yeah, it burns some extra calories. But you're also really hungry. And some even gain weight because of all the things I've mentioned above. So, you could lose weight from breastfeeding. You might hover around a certain weight until you're done and then it comes off. You might even gain weight. It's genetics, and not your fault either way. 2 things. You may not feel that love at first sight thing with your baby. It might even take a few months to fully develop. It's okay, it's in the range of normal. You may get intrusive thoughts, like what if I dropped the baby over the railing? This too is normal and doesn't mean that you're an ogre who drops babies downstairs, it's just your brain sending you a what if in order to make you hold the baby more tightly around the banister. The body doesn't go back. Lactation helps the mom more than the baby, balances hormones, helps the womb to heal, helps to lose weight, increase connection between her and the baby which reduces chances of depression, etc. Natural birth is way safer than C-section, on the short and long term. Literally, doctors can tell if the baby was birthed naturally or via surgery. Men change after childbirth. For your brain to be particular, while your mom was still inside your grandmother, the egg cell that resulted in you was inside the fetal ovary of your fetal mother. So, for a short time prior to the birth of your mother, you were inside your grandmother and your mother at the same time. So your cellular age from inception of the genetically unique cell that formed you dates from about a week or so prior to your mom's birth. Human milk has lactose in it, which an enzyme called lactase breaks down into glucose for energy. After 2 years of age, the lactase enzyme is supposed to slowly go away. But since we have started drinking cow's milk, many humans have evolved to continuously express the lactase enzyme. This explains why some people are lactose intolerant. We aren't supposed to drink lactose past 2 years of age. During pregnancy, the woman's rib cage expands, and painfully. Also, pregnant women love food more than men love sex. Oh, we'll trade you for some good tacos. Not those crappy drive-through tacos, though. It has to be from one Mexican family working in a brightly painted trailer. Those are the tacos men matter less than. Lots. You can get cancer treatment and the baby is safe always to an extent. Not all babies latch. Some need a lot of help. And it's hilarious once they figure it out. Babies will army crawl to a nipple. That first baby diaper is normal. Babies are born with a black plug of mucus in the anus. That's just because they reach natural, doesn't mean that they come naturally. Pregnancy, childbirth, and lactation all require a ton of support from experts, family doctors, OB/GYN, midwives, doulas, IBCLCs, family, and trusted friends, and there's a huge learning curve. I had no clue that delivering the placenta could be draining. My exact words were, "I just pushed my baby out, I'm not done." Also, nursing is not as easy as it's made out to be. As long as the baby is safe, fed, and clean, moms need to give themselves some grace. Mastitis can be caused by not expressing milk regularly. It can be extremely painful as well. To prevent mastitis, obviously express milk regularly. If you happen to get mastitis, use heat and massage the breast tissue from the base to the nipple. Absolutely nothing wrong with deciding to choose to formula feed for whatever reason. Also, I'm so sorry to say this. You might do a little poo when you're pushing Bubba out. Sorry, disappointed face. So yeah. Never mind about your dignity for that day. All the symptoms. Not just morning sickness and cravings, but things like constipation, diarrhea, pregnancy rhinitis, rashes, heartburn, sore breasts, swollen feet, ankles, exhaustion, food aversions, lightheadedness, and more. That you don't create milk on demand. Your body creates a schedule of sorts based on what it thinks the baby needs. So you can't just pump extra before you leave the baby somewhere. That feed will come in when it feels like it. The rooting reflex is most active up to 30 minutes after birth, so it's imperative to put the baby to the breast immediately. It not only comforts the baby but it promotes lactation and they get the very important colostrum. The hormones that prevent contractions before time and hold the baby inside, are the same ones that make your intestine go slower, so it is very common to feel constipated during pregnancy. Everything slows down. Your thyroid can go haywire, especially if you already have hypothyroidism. My first trimester my TSH shot up to 23. I was falling asleep at my desk and so constipated I thought I would die. That episiotomy scar can come back to haunt you when your perineum and vaginal skin start to thin with age, menopause. Heads up ladies! Edit estrogen cream is your friend. That 40 weeks is only an average, and a full-term pregnancy can go from 37 to 42 weeks. That nursing is a learned behavior and that many moms need help education to make it work. For example, I learned recently that when you use donated breast milk, you have to heat it up 5 milliliters at a time to ensure it's safe for the baby. This can take a long time. After you have a baby, there's a whole lot of blood and fluids that need to come out and it takes a while. I hadn't realized I'd need to wear giant pads for several days. You burp and fart constantly. People you don't know will think they can just touch your bump. If you color your hair sometimes it will stop taking the color. Okay. So, you know that mole up near your armpit that got bigger during pregnancy? That's actually an extra nipple. A lot of women have them. Most people know you can tear in various ways, usually down into the rectum. But, rarely, a woman can rip up and through the clitoris. Breast milk spoils, so change your nursing pads frequently. Otherwise you will be up at 3 AM nursing and wondering what that smell is. Once you have finished giving birth and everything starts aching, it feels like the baby came out your bum not your vagina. For some lactating women but not all, during sex, at the moment they have an orgasm, milk will spray out of their breasts. Until week 6-7, all fetuses are female. After that, if the Y chromosome is present, the fetus begins its change to male. That it doesn't have to happen at all and it should be prevented. We don't need more people on this planet. IVF is not a guarantee of pregnancy. It's also not just something 40-year-olds do after a decade of trying. The first poop is the scariest, most painful thing after birth. I couldn't go until almost a week after. There isn't one central hole in the nipple the milk comes out of, but lots of tiny holes. I watched my wife give birth to our daughter, and the amount of blood was insane. During childbirth, the vagina can actually tear as a baby is pushed out.